Two chefs from prominent Detroit restaurants competed in an epic but friendly showdown Thursday night at Eastern Market Shed 5 for Iron Chef Detroit. In its second year, Iron Chef Detroit is a thrilling live cooking competition showcasing two chefs from Detroit restaurants competing in 3 rounds judged by a panel of local food experts and critics. The culinary event is inspired by the popular cooking competition show. It is a fundraiser for Cass Community Social Services, a Detroit-based nonprofit dedicated to fighting poverty, creating opportunities, and building up its community. Funds raised will support things like emergency food distribution, affordable housing initiatives, healthcare services, and job training programs. Last year, the inaugural Iron Chef Detroit raised over $50,000. The kitchen battle pitted last year's winner and defending champ Chef Anthony Lombardo of She-Wolf against challenger Chef Andy Holliday of Selden Standard. Holliday and Lombardo also had to incorporate a secret ingredient into every dish, which ended up being an assortment of better-made chips. Over 20 food and drink vendors from around Metro Detroit also lined the interior of the shed's perimeter to serve the masses as we enjoyed the live-hosted broadcast. I took a quick walkabout and met up with one of the organizers to check in. He arranged for me to meet and grab a quick interview with Faith Fowler, the executive director for Cass Community Social Services. I asked her a few questions to learn more about Cass Community Social Services and their work.
Cass Community Social Services does food, housing, healthcare, and jobs. We make and serve 700,000 meals a year. We house 350 unhoused people a night. We run a free medical clinic and a program for developmentally disabled, as well as jobs, vocational training, and job placement for unemployed.
I followed up by asking Faith about some of the highlights of her job, including what it's like seeing the crowds for Iron Chef Detroit nearly double since last year.
It is more fun than a banana split. I mean, people have returned and brought their friends and family because they had such a good time last year. We had a crowd of 300 last year. We have 500 this year. We're about ready to outgrow this shed, which is really, it's a good time. People come and enjoy themselves, but they do something good because they come. They help support the mission and work of Cass.
I wrapped up our interview by asking Faith what she hoped people would have experienced or learned about by the time they'd left the event later in the night.
Well, just a reminder that we all need the basics, right? We all need food, we all need shelter, we all need showers and clothing, and that's what Cass provides. And so this is a really terrific way to taste some of the best in Metro Detroit and help care for our neighbors.
I began my foodie adventure with the first tasting station next to where guests checked in for the night. I ended up sampling over a dozen different bites and particularly enjoyed the contributions from Bassan Detroit, Cornbread, Sapino Pizzeria, and Cafe Cortina. The main event kicked off at 7 p.m. with the hosts introducing the judges panel and chefs. Chef Lombardo and Holliday looked excited and eager to get cooking. Supporters, family, and friends flanked along the sides of the stage on metal risers, while the entire hall and tables were filled up with guests. The event lasted about 2 hours, during which the 3 hosts walked around and interviewed nearby viewers, chefs, and judges along the panel, all while providing commentary and updates throughout the cook-off. The scoring remained close throughout, with both chefs churning out some marvelous and genius creations with the better-made chips woven into their respective dishes. The chefs were great sports and awaited the final decision together alongside their assistant chefs at the end. When the tallying was all said and done, Chef Andy Holliday of Selden Standard won by nearly half a point. A new Iron Chef Detroit champion was crowned. Both chefs hugged it out, followed by Faith Fowler presenting Chef Holliday with a trophy. The folks still in attendance applauded and cheered, while some began to depart for the evening immediately following the announcement of the winner. It was truly a remarkable evening and a wonderfully curated event. A huge shout out to all of the restaurants, chefs, and business owners who were there to provide, and a big thanks for all that you do for Metro Detroit's food scene and communities. Another shout out to Chefs Lombardo and Holliday for their participation, and congratulations to Chef Holliday on his culinary conquest. I can hardly wait for next year's Iron Chef Detroit. For my full foodie adventure, read my story below.